Hey guys, and welcome to part 1 of the January transfer window. So yes, we're finally in the transfer window, and that means I've played a few games off camera, which we're about to find out how we have done in I think 4 or 5 games coming up in today's episode. But first, if you guys can smash a like on the video, yet again guys, that'd be absolutely incredible. Let's go for 500 likes on this episode for another episode later on today. So that's the target for you guys. But let's get into I think 5 games, and hopefully we can maybe get to the top of the table. Right, time for the first game of this roundup, and we're going to start off with a game versus Norwich City. So this should be a winnable game, and for this first game I decided to go like slowly build up play basically compared to the games I played in the last episode. So you might have noticed over the last few episodes I've been losing and drawing a few games. So for this one I tried to change up this style of play. I've been playing in my Dortmund series that I've just forgotten with this team. So we do actually go off to a good start there. Nautovic makes the first goal, and Norwich City came close there at the end of the first half. But it was important to get the second goal here, as Nautovic finds Sanchez on the return here in the middle, and again with a finesse shot, he beats the goalkeeper for the second time on the day. And Nautovic, you're going to see over these next few games, he's actually a decent player sometimes. When he can be bothered, he's actually not that bad. But then you see this for a cross. What a fantastic goal that was to bring Norwich City back into the game. It was a cross from Nathan Redmond. It was a player I've looked at a lot in the past in the series, and just an incredible cross into Jerome. What a finish as well. Then it's topped all off. He gets Charlie Adam here. It's a fantastic finish past the goalkeeper to make it 3-1, and that pretty much was game over. Look at this for a strike. Charlie Adam barely plays for the team, but gets a goal and makes it 3-1. Nice game over, as I said before, and we move on to our next game with 3 points, obviously against Norwich City. So now moving on to a harder game, another away game versus Tottenham Hotspur. And as I said before, this is going to be a lot tougher, but I'm going to use that new style of play I've been playing with this building up slower, and it seems to be worked in that Norwich game, because we had some easy chances in that last game, all because the CPU defence always have to move out the way. That's why there's so much space being created in that last game. So that really did work. But Tottenham in this game, I've got to admit, we're the better team, and it just shows how we're struggling with these injuries we're having at the moment. But in the last minute of the game, we do get our first proper chance of the game, and it comes on the left-hand side as Davies makes a poor tackle here, and Shakira continues into the box, goes past the defender, and beats the goalkeeper at the far post as well. Shaqiri has just scored one of the biggest goals of the season, because it means that we're close to Chelsea now with a massively important goal, of course, at White Hart Lane. A massive goal there for Shaqiri as well, who's barely played that well, and that's giving us confidence as we go into this third game. So here we go. Now in the FA Cup, the third round. It's a tournament I want to play well in this year, and hopefully we can do well in this tournament, because obviously a lot of the teams that are stronger than us will like to play weaker teams. So this is a chance to get some silverware in this second season. So we do actually play not that well in the first half, but in the second half, Born Berahino, and for the first time in the series, he's looked like the player that we spent this much money on. And he scores the first goal there with about 10 minutes left to go in the game. And that was just basically opened up the floodgates with this fantastic goal here. And Nautovic finds the run here of Afellay. Afellay crosses it into Berahino. And Berahino, it's like a Barcelona-esque goal. We just found the space in behind the defenders and sided Berahino with the second goal of the game. And that's pretty much, again, a game over for this second win. So Berahino again gets it into the middle, and there's a hat-trick. And you've got to keep in mind that he came on with about 20 minutes to go in the game. And that's just incredible. So Berahino comes on, makes a massive difference for probably the first time since he joined the club, and we go through to the 4th round in the FA Cup. But now time for the final game, and now against Aston Villa, another home game, and you can see why the confidence starts off with that we need a win in this game after that massive win against obviously Reading in the last game. So we do actually get so close there with the chance with Berahino, but Baraguzan making a good save. And Aston Villa, as I've said so many times in the past, is a team I always struggle against, and it just started again here. And not only Aston Villa score, it's Gusted who scores the goal, and he just wouldn't go in the back of the net, as you see there with the free kick struck over by Shaqiri. So we just could not find the goal, and it got even worse here because IU finds a run here of Gusted, and Butler's goalkeeping there questionable, as Aston Villa run away with a 2-goal lead going into the first half. And that's how the game finished. We just could not find a way through, and not the way we wanted to finish off this roundup. Okay, we're now back, and that didn't go too badly. You might have seen from the last game, we did in fact lose to Aston Villa, but I don't really care too much because we played so well in that FA Cup game, and we got some important wins versus Spurs as well in that, those roundups. So basically, that leaves us now in the table in 2nd place, and I'll take that because we haven't really spent too much money at the start of the season. But it's going to be tough to stay there if more players continue to get injured. But I guarantee you that once Guy is back in the team, that'll be like a new signing. So that's one player we desperately need back in the squad. So Chelsea at top of the table, 2 points clear. Man City in 3rd place and Man United in 4th place. And it looks like at most it'll be a 4-horse race going for the title this season. So I really think we can go for it. It's just about if Guy can get back in the team. So I'll just quickly show you. If we go over to the injury list, he's still out for 5 weeks. And he's been out since about episode 2. So it's good that he's back in gym work, but he needs to be back. And we need him in our team. And I don't have to use Glenn Johnson. I can't wait for that moment to happen. We're going to have to be smart about how we spend our money, because we have got $2.5 million to spend in this transfer window. So as I said before, we're going to have to be smart. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and request funds. And I'm going to say I'm going to qualify for the Champions Cup. I'm going to go and try and reach a semi-final. And Europe, I'm going to try and reach a final. I really think we can do that. £15 million. And let's just see if they somehow go ahead and say, yeah, you can have that. So there we go. Okay, they've given us £10 million. I'm going to take that. So there we go. We've now got, I think, £14 million to spend. That's a lot better than we had before. But Rakitich's gone to Man United. But anyway, we've now got £30 million. So basically this is my shortlist right now, and I'm guaranteed not to spend all that money in today's episode. It's all up to you guys in the comments down below with what players you want me to see and sign. I think for defence we're fine. We've got Kyle Walker, Bellerin, who I'm not going to go for. Centre-backs, I'm thinking this guy, Dragovic from PSV. But again, he's so expensive, so I'm going to have to give up one of my players. And I might be Shawcross, maybe Vulshar, maybe. I will do the financial takeover later on in the series probably, but the player would go for would be David Alaba, but of course I don't have the money for him. I think I might go for Nathan Redmond. I think it might be time to go for another midfielder or right midfielder, because we're just lacking. We've got Shaqiri and that's pretty much it. So we're going to go ahead and make an offer for another English young talent, and that's of course Nathan Redmond. So let's go ahead and offer £4 million, and let's see if Norwich City accept the offer. Thiago would be so good, but again I can't afford him. We've got so many good midfielders. Dele Alli, Rafinha. Oh, I could go on loan actually. I might do that later on in the transfer window, but we've also got Hesse as well. And for strikers, like I know that's the problem I have at the moment. It's just my strikers aren't scoring goals. But out of the 5, I think I've got 4 or 5 here. I've got Ian Nacho, Wilson Gray, Danny Ings as well. Daniel Sturridge could be one, but I think the one I'm going to go for is going to be Kingsley Coman. So he's still on loan at Bayern Munich, of course that's why I can't buy him. But he's the one I go for probably in the next transfer window. I'm going to sim the next game of the episode because I want to move on with the transfer window, and I still haven't got any more offers for any of my players. So it's going to be Crystal Palace, which should be a winnable game. But knowing my luck with simming games, I'll probably get an injury and lose a game. But let's find out. And we win the game 2-1 and no injuries as well. Sal and Shaqiri get the goals, which cancels out Kabaya's goal. And this time, Bolasie gets injury for Palace. So that's another 3 points. Let's just hope Chelsea have lost their game. I've been looking at a few different strikers, and out of the ones I have right now, I think the one I want to go for is Daniel Sturridge. Because I've got players like Danny Ings, but are they going to be much of an improvement over, of course, Saido Berahino? But I went in to see how much he's worth. He's worth £14 million. So I'm going to go ahead and offer, obviously, the £14 million. Sturridge is worth 20 million. So we're going to go ahead and offer £6 million. And if they somehow accept it, I don't know how I'm going to afford the wages. That's another thing. But if they accept it, I'll be astounded, because that'd be incredible. I really want Kingsley Coman. But of course got Ian Nacho as well, but he's just, everyone buys him, so I want to try something different. A transfer offer now for Charlie Adam, comes in from Newcastle, and he's a player that's unhappy, wants to leave the club, but at the same time he has, in the last few games, like actually shown me that he can play for us. So I think we'll go and counter offer. I want a bit of money at least. So 4.9 million. Let's see if Newcastle pay that much. Now going into a sim game in the FA Cup. I don't understand, because I played Reading in the last round, and now I'm playing Port Vale in the 4th round. So that's the magic of the FA Cup. But let's go for a win in this game. Surely must be a win even with our weaker team. And we win the game just about. So I think they scored first. Did they score first? Yeah, they did. So we actually came from behind. Odin Wingy and obviously Afellay scored the goals. And we're through to the 5th round in the FA Cup. Okay, I made a few offers for a few players I want to go for. I made an offer for Dragovic, I think John Stones as well, and a loan offer for Rafinha. But I think that's where I'm going to leave it for today's episode. I think next episode we're going to play Newcastle, then we're going to go into deadline day. And the only reason I don't want to include that in today's episode is because I've played so many games, and also I want to leave enough time to make some transfers that you guys want to see. So remember to leave comments down below with what players you want to see during the club. So I know not much happened in terms of transfers, but we did so well to get now, I think, joint top in the table. Let me just quickly check. So yes, we're top of the table, which is a lot like a big difference from last episode when we were, I think, 5 points clear behind Chelsea. So we've done a lot of good work in today's episode. But that's going to be it for today. If you do want to see a second upload of the day and to smash a like on the video, leave a comment down below with what players you want me to see me sign with. I think how much we got now. We've got £10 million to spend, and that could be buying players, could be loaning players, whatever you guys want to see me sign in this transfer window. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.